Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Lynette. Today we're going to talk about you can do anything. Honestly, I've been hearing that my entire life, but it always seemed like it was just lip service. I don't think I ever truly believed it. But I'm going to share with you my own experiences that makes me know without a shadow of a doubt that we can do anything we put our mind to. Yes, I discussed earlier as we go along, and maybe we're headed one direction that we think we should go in or that we want to go in, and boom, something takes a left turn. And that's okay if it takes a left turn, because that simply means that's the direction you're supposed to go. And the end of the road, you still accomplish the same things, maybe in a different way. So follow that road with grace and relax and trust and enjoy that road, regardless if it takes a left turn or goes straight the way you always anticipated it to go, that it is in fact going the right way. I'm going to share a little bit about myself with you. That I was going along in life, I guess you would say jack of all trades. My goal was to be a flight attendant. I accomplished that. My second goal was to be a commercial actress. I worked very hard, got an agent, went through all the steps, and boom, I got sick. It totally changed my life upside down. To the point where I couldn't drive, couldn't even get to auditions. I tried to hide it literally for 10 years, making excuses as to why I couldn't go to a specific audition. And finally, I could not hide it anymore. In fact, I did work one day, and they wanted to put makeup on us. So they told us to put these little jackets on and button them up. And my fingers wouldn't let me button the jacket. And so I started to cry. I just broke down. And they came over to me and said, "Why are you crying?" And I said, and I'm not in the habit of lying, but I will say this whole process did give me a headache, so it wasn't really a lie. I said, because I don't feel good, I have a headache. And so they let me leave. On the way home, I stopped. Got a cheeseburger, candy, whatever made me feel good, but that's not the point. The point is, that day I realized I could no longer do it. I could no longer make excuses. My dreams have pretty much gone down the wayside as far as I could see. I ended up surviving things that I never thought I would survive, and literally came out at the other end a much better, more grounded person. And although you wouldn't know it to look at me, I would say a much happier person, because during that time, I learned so much. I'm going to back up a little bit and share some of the experiences with you. One thing that I never, ever thought I would do is sing in front of people. I never thought of myself as a singer. I never thought of myself as having the type of voice for singing. However, I had surgery on my throat, and I really had trouble resonating. I would get so tired just having a standard, typical conversation. So I took a class at the local community college called voice production. And part of that requirement was you had to sing solo twice in front of the whole class. Now, the class was like an auditorium setting. The seats went upward, and there was a piano player to accompany us. So the teacher kept giving us exercises to do, blah, blah, blah. And I went up and I did it. I sang, I can't remember what I sang. What did I sing? I think it was Green Sleeves. And I did it. I couldn't believe it. And I realized then and there, if you devote enough time and try hard enough and work hard enough, you can do anything. I certainly didn't start the class to become a singer by any means. It was just to strengthen my voice, my vocal cords. But if anybody would have told me that I'd get up and sing solo, I wouldn't have believed it. But circumstances led me to that. And after I did it, I thought, it's true. We can do anything. We can learn to do anything. And sometimes I realize finances hold you back from getting the best training. But now we're in an age with YouTube. I mean, you can learn anything without any cost whatsoever. And I think if you have the desire in your heart and the want and the motivation, you can accomplish anything. The second thing that happened to me after I was diagnosed is having to stay home. I mean, it was like my wings were clipped, so to speak. I could no longer drive. And so I was kind of lost at that point. I would sit and watch TV quite a bit. And I was so afraid what that was going to do to me because I was the type of person that was on the go all the time, probably too much, actually. But nevertheless, it was a complete opposite contrast to the way that I was living. Well, it didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. It made me a more grounded individual. It made me walk in more spirituality, although I was a Christian before this. But it was different. It was like I felt like I got a closer relationship with God. It made me appreciate the things in life that mean the most. In other words, it helped me to get my priorities absolutely straight. So even though I wasn't able, at this point anyway, you never know which direction life's going to bring you, but at this point, so far, I was not able to accomplish the goals that I had. And it did definitely take a left turn. I did not anticipate getting sick. However, by being sick or having my wings clipped and forced me to stay home, it gave me invaluable lessons that I didn't even know I needed to learn. It made me, I would say, a much better person. I always thought of myself as a good person, but the change that it made, I could feel it. And I think it even showed outwardly because a long-time childhood friend said to me, "You've changed, haven't you?" And I think she meant in a more grounded way. And I didn't even acknowledge what she said because I knew it. I knew what she was talking about. But it's difficult to put into words. So anything that happens to you, embrace a path and believe me, I know it's not always easy to do. But when you come out on the other side and you look back and you see where that journey has taken you, you understand why you went through it. I believe without a shadow of a doubt that we can do anything. It may not always be comfortable. It may take a left turn. But when you make it through and you look back and you say, wow, I survived and I learned this or that and I am a much better person who has reached their goals and has become the person that you want to be, confident, loving yourself. So don't get discouraged when you're going through something. Just take it as a lesson and know that you will survive. You will come through the other end. You will come out on the other side a much better, more grounded, more talented person. While you're going through this or while you're trying to get closer to your goals, to your end game, some people say you need to think it through. Actually, I don't agree with that. I think sometimes our only limitations are our own thoughts that are in our own minds. However, if you warm up to the fact that life is taking you on a journey and you go through it without kicking and screaming, but keep in mind where you want to end up, you will survive. I don't believe we need to spend 24/7 thinking about it. I believe that we need to stop and be calm and be still and do our praying and our meditating. And with each step that we're taking, one foot in front of the other, we need to trust God. And when you have that trust, you walk in grace. You don't have to live in your head. You just know that you're going to be at the right place at the right time, and you're going to come out of whatever it is, whether it's a fun journey or it's somewhat uncomfortable. You're going to come out right where you are supposed to be, probably even better than you anticipated. And it will be fun to look back and see how far you've come and how much you've learned. Those around you may not see it, may not know it, but you will know it. You will know it within yourself. Take it from someone who did it and survived. I am very anxious, very excited to see what God has for me, what is going to unfold in my life. But I'm also very excited to see what the future holds for you as you're either starting this journey or in the middle of this journey or coming out on the other end of the journey. And it is a journey, and it is fun, if you look at it as fun, to see what the future has for you, and only for you. With that being said, I thank you for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.